it's amazing the pull they have on teachers because hey, it does provide more security to a certain extent. But I took this picture of their flyer in the teachers lounge and I wanted to share it with you and just to see your reaction if you can like respond because you're talking about this. Can you read that?
Okay. The CTA member effect. Become CTA member.
Yeah, I guess this is the beware of wolves in sheep clothing. That was front and center every day in the break room.
For the wolves.
So
Freedom to
if
advocate.
you're listening to this on podcast while she's reading this, I will just read the. If you're listening to this on podcast, I will read. This is a flyer for the
Oh,
union in the area
against
I was
charter
at.
schools. Oh, here.
Yeah, and I will just read the beware of wolves in sheep clothing section, which shows, of course, a wolf in sheep's clothing right next to the title. Wealthy corporate interests want to privatize our public schools and eliminate your secure pension. Only you and your union stand in their way. You will be contacted by groups with deceptive names who are connected to people like Betsy DeVos and corporate charter schools. Don't be
Wow.
fooled by their false claims. Their goal is for you to drop your union membership so they can weaken our collective power. I'm making a grave error according to this by talking to you, Denisha.
Yeah, no, and then our union power through high membership and participation creates better public schools for our students, better teaching and learning conditions,
Yes.
smaller class sizes and caseloads, though that's not true, higher wages and benefits, more secure retirement, and more say in our profession, which are all not true.
So I just wanted to get it because maybe it can be the jumping off point into what has your experience been with teachers unions and speak to the person because I used to be that before I got into school. I just kind of had this. I saw teachers union and like if someone was endorsed by the teachers union, I'm like, that's good. Teachers are good, right? I don't think that a
Yeah.
lot of I don't think that a lot of people really know just the political clout
Yeah,
that the teachers union has. I feel they're genuinely just seeing teachers union and thinking teachers good,
that's right.
union solid. So I want to give you an opportunity to speak to them and kindly shake the shoulders a little bit.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So, with any labor union, you you think that the purpose of the labor union is for, if anyone wants to take advantage of their peoples,
Yeah.
they will come to bat for them. They will fight any political force, any political elected official, in order to keep their constituents safe and unharmed. In the case of teachers, most of these, cases with, if this kind of labor union, you would think, but most of the reasons why people want to be a part of the teachers unions is so yeah they could compete. The union would compete for salary for them.
Yeah.
If a case came out against a student, say for instance a hearsay, a student claimed that, I'm going to use you, Nico, as an example because you're a man, and I think men, especially black men or colored men in schools, might have it a little bit hard and would want to be a part of the union to to protect them. Say a young girl said, hey, Mr. Nico touched me, and Mr. Nico didn't, but nobody believes Mr. Nico.
No one. Yeah.
And well, no one probably would believe, but his union would support him. His union would, a part of his dues, get him a good lawyer and protect Mr. Nico's position, get to the bottom of this. Um, and many other things, not just lawyering up in salary, but they're supposed to do a number of things to protect their constituents. The problem is with the teachers union, is that one, they don't do that. um, I should say they do
You-
because they protect bad teachers. They do.
That's true. Good
They
point.
they protect bad teachers.
Yes.
Some of these teachers who are in our schools, they have their jobs only because the teachers union has continued to back them and support them, and they have had case after case in this scenario
Yes.
of of mistreatment, and they have kept their jobs. They even, back teachers who, okay, they've lost their jobs because of maltreatment, and they get a pension. They are still protected by the union, so they do their job sometimes, and when
Can,
it's
can I
not
just
in the
add?
best interest of kids.
I wanted to also add, in the case of a really egregious mistake by a teacher, if they can't fire that teacher because of
Hmm.
tenure, they send that teacher usually to a school that's underperforming.
Yep,
So
yep,
go ahead.
yep. They sure do. And so, but yeah, and so that's what the unions do. And the problem is, like, on this list, it's kind of funny
Oh,
because
I'll
they
put it back
said
on.
that they're
Go ahead.
supposed to, with the union, they're
Yeah.
supposed to better public schools. Well, we know that that's not true. The recent NAEP scores just came out, and our ninth grade, based on ninth grade test scores, and they're doing twice as bad as they were
Yeah.
to yeah, pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So they're two grade levels behind. Like none of them went to school during COVID, which thank you to the teachers union. Better
Yeah.
teaching and learning conditions. That's not true. If I see another story coming out of Baltimore, Maryland, about the number of schools that don't have electricity and power, the number of schools that are infested with roaches and things like that. Smaller class sizes. That's the number one, like, uh uh complaint of teachers. They have too many students in their class, and that's the
Yeah.
number one driver why parents are putting their kids into private and charter schools,
Yes.
because smaller class size, higher wages and benefits. Well, there's a protest happening every other day in California for teachers demanding for more money. Secure retirement. They probably, y'all do get some good, yeah, retirement, and more say in our profession, which is also
Not
not true.
true. They don't want
You
my say. They don't want our, like, if they want what they only want to hear.
Yeah.
And yeah, I